what to do. Just a quick note about podiatrists and orthotics. I know that is a very political subject, and when I'm giving general public conference, I don't speak about this. And I changed my practice completely since 10 years, 13 years. And I know some podiatrists and people changing their practice right now because of all this new thing. Kyle Robert opened a store of minimally shoes, and he's a podiatrist. He's an orthotist for the same kind of people. And the point is that he was doing just orthotics, and now he runs barefoot and he sells flat minimally shoes. And I think that one of the good things is that for me orthotics is a very, very good treatment for foot problem in the short term. It's a very powerful tool in our toolbox when we are a health professional. But I think that is not a preventing tools, and I think that in a long-term process it's maybe not the way. So it's interesting when I speak with Kyle, he have all the toolbox, the tool in his toolbox. He has something to treat someone with foot problem, someone with that don't react pretty well to the minimalist approach or barefoot running, but understand all the other concepts. Because I think that I can predict to you that every big company will lowering down their hill. Everybody will move to minimalist approach, and since 1 year I was telling this 5 years ago, and everything go faster now since like 1 year, and it won't stop. It's not like a fad that will disappear in some years, because all the scientific support this kind of thing presently. Give me like some scientific that absolutely not agree with all the barefoot minimalist thing. Most of people was teaching and studying orthotics in the past, now studying barefoot running and start to run barefoot.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm actually, believe it or not, trained as a lawyer. And, but I hide it well. I want people to like me. And the discussion, it's a great discussion on how do you respond as a retailer, because I've also been a retailer, sports specialty stores, running store, and how do you answer, you know, the question of the doctor, you know, prescribing just the huge, big, bulky shoes for everyone. If you think about it, you know, the medical community is really constrained by 2 words: malpractice insurance. And the first aspect of the Hippocratic Oath is do no harm. And if you combine those two, you can sense how conservative and slow the medical community can be. The way I define it is, I call it the New England Journal of Medicine approach. If it hasn't been published in the New England Journal of Medicine, I choose not to believe it. Okay? But the example I can give you to give you hope is Kenneth Cooper, the aerobic center, starting in the late 60s and 70s. He had this guy going out the back of the pickup truck, and he was an Air Force grunt. He had no choice. He had to do it, wearing the big bag, the first of the VO2 max studies. He now has the most information on really exercise and health, pretty much, of anybody on the planet. He's the one who goes to Harvard Medical School and tells the cardiology department what they're doing wrong. Okay? When he started, he was a total pariah. He was the only guy. Now every cardiologist worth his or her salt has a treadmill and does exercise stress tests in their office. Okay? And so I think the great part of everybody being here is you're right at that cusp of this happening with the medical community, because you do have sports medicine actually as a specialty now. It's starting to come in as a specialty, so it is coming. But I'm just telling you, you know, the legal constraints on the medical community are impacting, you know, what's going on in terms of the advice they're giving.
So just in keeping time, we have to break for lunch in 5 minutes here. So I just wanted to give Mark an opportunity just to wrap things up a little bit, and then Jerry's got a couple of housekeeping items before we break.
Certainly it's been a privilege. We could be here, probably do 3 days of questions with the group here. They all have so much background, research, personal experience, and we haven't even gotten into the stories they probably could all tell. The Cooper Institute's website's amazing. Just Googling Cooper Institute, they probably have about 30 articles there, real rich articles just about, because it's about health. It's what it's all about, just how running relates to health. But I'll close. Thank you all for your attention and coming, and we'll be around for the next couple days, and bug us with any questions. If there's anything specific about any of this, have my email too. We'll circulate that out. And enjoy the document too. Pete put a lot of work into this document we're going to share, and it's be a real good read to digest a little bit of all this.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I think this shows that Newton's all about education and not just about our shoes and only ones. We do believe that in everything that says here, it's a great debate, not everything's decided, but it is going to evolve. It's not a fad. I'm that 63-year-old runner who's run 35 years with one injury that took me out for 10 days. So I've been fortunate, but I think but I self-regulate. I never went beyond that red point very often, so I've been very, very fortunate. But so that's worth welcoming. I want to recognize two people that are here that spent probably the first 10 or 15 years of their life running barefoot and went on to become world champions and Olympic. There's Zoe out here. Zoe, would you stand up, please? Growing up in Africa, that they didn't wear shoes until it was required. Although she told me when I first met her, I said, "When did you start wearing running shoes?" She goes, "I always wear running shoes. It just depends on which surface I was on." So, and the other one is 8-time world Ironman champion Paula Newby Fraser. Paula, stand up. It was interesting sitting next to Paula and listening to what was being said up here. And there were times that she's punching me. Yeah, that's right. So, and I think the most important thing that sitting next to her was what Frank was saying, and that is, and Heather was saying, you got to go easy. You just can't push the limit every single day, and that's important. So anyway, and I heard the message loud and clear on children's shoes. Okay, so what style? So Danny, that's why.
Yeah, what style? Makes kids.